Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Without intervention, the Vatican is announcing that it will not be intervening in the case of criminal misdemeanor charges brought against Bishop Robert Finn involving child abuse by one of his priests. Father Federico Lombardi, spokesman for the Vatican, says any intervention could be considered interference in the case, which makes Finn the most senior Catholic official in America ever to face allegations linked to child abuse. A statement on the Kansas City Diocesan website points out that the bishop did take action after finding questionable photographs on Father Sean Radigan's computer by initiating independent investigations into the issue and publishing the findings. Bishop Finn says neither he nor the Archdiocese have ever broken their pledge to cooperate with law enforcement or accept full accountability. Lifesite Lockout. Lifesite News is being blackballed by the Canadian Conference of Catholic Bishops, who are refusing to let them into their annual plenary assembly. The news group has been attending the assembly for the past 2 years, enabling them to report on pro-life developments that may have otherwise gone unreported, including exposing the Canadian Catholic Organization for Development and Peace, funding for abortion programs in other countries. Renee Laprise, spokesman for the Bishops' Conference, told Lifesite, quote, "The leadership of our conference has expressed serious concerns over the manner in which positions have been taken by your organization," end quote. A letter issued by the conference last year urged the leadership of Lifesite News to initiate, quote, "frank and transparent dialogue with bishops," though the conference has ignored any attempts of the news agency to do so, and this latest gesture is definitely not in the spirit of communication. Not so free speech. Critics of a New Jersey schoolteacher say that her right to free speech doesn't allow her the right to keep her job for comments she made criticizing a display promoting a lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender history month. TheBlaze.com says Vicki Knox, a teacher in Union Township, posted Facebook comments about the school's display, saying homosexuality is, quote, "a perverted spirit that has existed from the beginning of creation and a sin." The American Civil Liberties Union is surprisingly stepping in to say that Knox has a right to make the comments, while John Paragano, a lawyer and former township councilman, says, quote, "she has a right to say it, but she does not have a right to keep her job after saying it," end quote. Vicki Knox's situation is very similar to that of a Florida school teacher who actually was fired this past summer for exercising his right to denounce homosexuality on his personal Facebook, though the school has not actually fired Knox yet. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
Beyond faith. Atheists seem to be trying to label religion as some kind of mental disorder, forming a so-called, quote, support group for non-believing clergy, headed by infamous atheist Richard Dawkins. The Richard Dawkins Foundation for Science and Reason has partnered with Freedom from Religion Foundation to launch what they are calling the Clergy Project, the goal of which they say is to, quote, support members as they move beyond faith. Blaze.com says the group, created this past March of anonymous members, is trying to get non-believing clergy living in secret with their disbelief to, quote, come out. Though the group reportedly has 100 members, Dawkins says he hopes to get thousands of priests, rabbis, and pastors to join the movement. Mixed signals. Cherie Blair, wife of the former British Prime Minister Tony Blair, is being praised by Vatican radio producers as a, quote, devout Catholic for her work in social justice causes, ignoring her dissident views regarding church teaching in the areas of homosexuality, contraception, and abortion. According to the website CatholicCulture.org, During an interview that lasted some 15 minutes to discuss the Cherie Blair Foundation for Women, Blair expressed her views regarding an expanded role for women in the church. Blair gave the interview while in Rome for a talk she gave at the Women's Studies Institute at the Pontifical Athenaeum Regina Apostolorum. It is interesting to note that the Pontifical Athenaeum established a chair in bioethics and human rights in 2010 in partnership with UNESCO, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, a worldwide promoter of abortion and contraception itself. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Thanks for tuning in today. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure to check out The Vortex today, where Michael talks about the two-front war waged by the Catholic faith. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tell all your friends about us, and as always, God bless you.